Hey y'all, I am going to be coloring my hair today. Something new. Also, you guys were like, turn your video the other way. So we're gonna try it this way, even though I like it the other way, but why not? All right, so today we're gonna do this color. I'm hoping that it like takes out this orange tone and kind of puts in a blonde, you know? Anyways, I don't really have a topic for today, so I'm just gonna wing it. Let's see. I was thinking about what am I gonna do for my channel, right? I don't want to just do unboxing, Temu, whatever. I want to do more so a plethora of things. I want to tell you guys about my sober journey, actually. I want to tell you guys about how I got here and how it's going. I want to tell you guys about the process, and you know, because with everything you don't always succeed the first time, right? So I'm thinking about sober Saturdays. I don't know if you guys would want to join me for sober Saturdays, but I'm definitely thinking about doing that. Also thinking about, do I want to take this with other people? Because I do have a sober community of friends and support, and I'm like, do I want to take this with other people? Like, talk about their sober journey too? Why not? But I need to first start with me, right? So, with that being said, I'm thinking that I'm going to do the sober Saturdays for sure. And I'm definitely going to talk about my journey at some point, but maybe I'll just make it like a series. Maybe I'll just make it a series, and maybe you guys can let me know like what topics you want to hear. If you've gone on a sober journey, if you've tried and said being sober is just not for me, I want to hear that too. So I guess I can start by telling you guys this. I have been sober the longest, probably 9 months was the longest I've ever been sober. And I said to myself, wow, you've done a good job being sober. Like, you can totally get a job at a bar and still be sober. Well, guys, no. I mean, it was just too much fun, you know? Okay. I had to get my gloves. Where was I? I was talking about my sober journey, right? And working in the bar and how that's not a good idea. So, I was working at a bar that should not be named, and I was making some really good money, right? And while making some really good money, I was actually on probation. So I was working in a bar on probation. Bad combo. But I'll tell you this, I was sober for 9 months, which is the longest I've ever been sober consecutively. And I was actually doing pretty good, okay? I was doing pretty good, I thought. But something stressful had came up. I've been through so much stressful stuff, but some stressful stuff had came up, and I just was like, F it. I'm about to get me something to drink while at work. I mean, it was stupid, don't get me wrong, for sure. But, of course, I didn't see it that way at the time. I did not see it as being stupid at the time. And no, I didn't get fired or anything like that because of drinking on the job, whatever. Everybody was drinking on the job, okay? Or drugs. And so what I ended up doing was just buying something to drink at the end of my shift, right? Like, I'll get me a shot of vodka or whatever, because at this point my tolerance is super low. And at this point, you know, I pretty much, even though it's random drug testing, I pretty much was like, I had it figured out. Or so I thought. But I wasn't taking drugs. Alcohol is a drug. However, the drug tests were like for drugs. So, I call myself knowing when they gonna call, knowing how many days I got, and being like, you know what? I know they're not gonna call me tomorrow, whatever. So I'm gonna just go on ahead and make it do what it do, right? Took me a shot or two, and this went on for about, man, probably about 3 or 4 months. It went on, and I had no problems. However, I did have a problem one day when they switched me to a breathalyzer. So, you know, you have to breathalyze, 3 times out of the day. You can pick your times, and you can, you know, you supposed to just report 3 times with this breathalyzer that is portable. So I ended up being like, okay, well, can't drink around this time because I got to test at this time. So by such and such o'clock, I'll be able to drink. And as long as I'm done drinking by such and such o'clock, I'll be all right. Well, those breathalyzer tests are pretty sensitive. So I violated, of course. Always trying to test the system, always trying to test the rules. And I've always been like that as a kid. I've always been one like, let's test the rules. Let's see if what you saying really is what it is. I wasn't gotta touch the stove to see if it's hot, but I was one like, either we all following the rules or we not. I'm not, at least. So, long story short, I ended up going to court, right? Went to court because you have to report once a month. And of course it's on a Friday. So I report, and you have to talk to the judge. And one thing I didn't know is you can't talk to the judge drunk. Did y'all know that? Like, you can't be intoxicated and talk to the judge. Well, I found out that day, right? I thought I was smart, getting myself a breathalyzer off of Amazon so I can breathalyze myself before breathalyzing myself. And I thought I was slick. And I ended up going into court on a Friday with like an insane high alcohol level. But of course, I didn't realize that it was such a high level because I'm a drinker. Now, they got smart and they didn't breathalyze me the other 2 months, because, I don't know, they didn't breathalyze me the other 2 months that I went and talked to the judge for my monthly meeting or whatever, but this time they did. And they ended up putting me in like this holding cell or whatever, but it's at the courthouse. And it got to the point where I was like, it's Friday, like I cannot do the weekend in jail. Because that's where they're going to send me. They're going to send me up there to Calhoun County on a Friday, and I'm not going to be able to see the judge till when? Maybe Tuesday, but probably realistically it's gonna be like Wednesday before she sees me, right? And so I'm like, they give me a list of rehabs to call, and they said, we want you to find a rehab. This is the dumbest thing they could have did, was put me in there with my phone. We want you to find a rehab, and if you can get them to send over clearance that they'll accept you before 4 o'clock today, then you can go, and we'll let you go straight there. So I'm like, all right, cool. They give me this list. This list did not have updated numbers. It was like a list of 15 places, and they were like, we don't do that anymore, or we haven't done that in years, or, oh, we actually transferred that program to something else, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, bro, this is a setup, right? That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking this is a setup. Clearly, gotta be a setup, because what the heck? So, my smart ass decided I'm going to call the police. I'm going to call the police, and I'm going to tell them that I am being held against my will, that I am having alcohol withdrawals, and that I need to go to the hospital. And they're like, okay, well, where are you? And I said, I'm at the courthouse. They're like, the courthouse across the street? I'm like, yes, I'm severely having alcohol withdrawals and I need to get to the hospital. So, I don't know if any of you guys know, but alcohol withdrawals for an alcoholic is extremely, extremely, extremely bad. Like, you can die, right? It sounds dramatic, but it's so true. The worst detox is off of alcohol. You can die. Like, you can have a seizure and die. And on one of my sober Saturdays or Sundays, whichever I decide to do, whoop, I'm gonna tell you guys about how my detox process was. Anywho, so they're like, hold on a second. We'll call you back. My phone is on, oh man, my phone has to be on like 5%, right? Once my phone dies, I'm like, it's no way they're gonna let me have a charge. That's ridiculous. No way they'll do that. And I was right. So there's a bailiff. Mind you, I go every single month. I've been doing this. I've never seen this black bailiff in my life. Okay? And unfortunately, I've spent a lot of time at this courthouse. Never seen this black bailiff in my life. A part of me was like, this must be a sign, right? This must be a sign that I'm gonna get away with this. I know. But the bailiff came in shortly after that phone call with the police and said, are you experiencing, are you sick? Are you experiencing any pain? I don't know what it is about pain in America, but listen, if you're in pain, you can get anything done. So I'm like, yes, I am. I think I'm having alcohol withdrawals, but he said, but are you in pain? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I am in pain, actually. I'm in a severe amount of pain, actually. And I think I need medical attention. He's like, yes. Opens up the chamber that I'm in and escorts me out into the lobby of the courthouse and goes, there's a lady there with a walkie-talkie, and she's walkie-talkieing the, I guess the judge, because she's like, okay, here's the deal. We know that you're not having alcohol withdrawals. Now the EMS is there. They already checked my vitals and everything, right? And they're like, we know nothing's wrong with you. And I'm like, but it is. Needless to say, the lady was like, if we don't hear from you within 24 hours that you've been checked in somewhere, and that we are faxed notice that you've been checked in somewhere, then we're gonna issue a zero bond. Which means when we find you, your ass is grass. So, what did I do? I called my friend and I said, come and get me. And on your way here, stop at my house and pick up all the money in cash, because I was waitressing, right? I had money in cash, and come and get me, right? Come and get me, because I'm out of here. So he came and got me, my friend, and had everything, my money, everything I asked him to have. And they were like, well, we can take you to the hospital. I said, no, it's okay. I have family outside that's gonna take me where to the hospital right up the street. Mind you, I've already called all the hospitals that was on the list. They used to do it, but they don't do it anymore. And so I'm like, well, I'll just tell them that I'm gonna go to the hospital. But they have to know that I feel like that list was like just BS. Because for a long time they weren't doing any of the services that they said that they did. So long story short, I left and I did not come back for at least a month and a half. So that story is going to be for another day. If you guys want to hear my story continued on our Sober Saturdays, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know. I know a lot of you guys watch my video and then you tell me in person, but let me know in the comments. And I'm gonna put some pictures of what my hair ended up turning out, if it's cute. Until then, bye.